Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan. Thank you all so much for 20,000 subscribers. It means the world to me that you guys love my content, and I have something extremely special to share with you guys today that I've been working on for, it seems like forever now. Now, there's been a couple mods that I've reviewed in the past, such as, Anna's Unique Spells, if you've heard of that, if you remember that one, and Placeable Statics I did a while ago. If you're new to this channel, then you might have also heard of these mods, but I covered them a long time ago, and I stated that you could actually build your own city with these mods. And I decided to actually take on the challenge myself. It took a lot of time and effort in order to put this together, and I want to show you what I've created. Now, if you guys have played Skyrim a lot, you may have heard of this area outside of Riften. It's not too far away from Riften, but it's just far enough away, called Heartwood. Now, the Heartwood Mill is actually right here on my mini-map, and as you can see, it is surrounded in a bunch of different homes. I don't want to spoil it just yet for you because I want to show you what it looked like beforehand, so let's just move over to that now. As you can see, Heartwood Mill, before I did anything to it, is just an area that has a house and a mill. That's it. There's nothing else completely in the entire area or any other locations around the mill itself. I aimed to change that, and I felt like it was a perfect place to build my hold because, like I said, it's not too far away from any of the other holds, and it's not too close either. So, Riften is the one that's closest. As you can see, it's right across the river from right here. And other than that, nothing is too far apart. It actually fits into a well place for a hold. So now I'm going to be giving you guys a full tour of the city that I decided to keep the same name, Heartwood Mill. I just dropped the mill, and I'm just going to be naming this city Heartwood. As you can see right at the beginning here, we have a giant stone gate that was not here before, along with some ballistas on there as well, with some flora. There's a lot of flora in the city because I had to add a lot in order to, get rid of the glitches, like the glitchiness of the pillars going through the wall. This was all hand placed too. There was no help with anything. It was all hand placed by me, and I had to do a lot of saving and quitting and experimenting to get this all to work. So it took a long time, guys. I'm just going to say that. It took a very long time to get all this done. Entering the city now into Heartwood, as you can see, there is a bunch more than there was previously. There's the original Heartwood house and the Heartwood Mill itself. The NPCs all still stand, and the NPCs that I've added into the city, I decided to freeze in place just so you could see where they belong. Whenever I actually stop recording, I'm going to unfreeze them, and they'll actually walk around and, do their duties. But I kept them frozen so I wouldn't have to go around looking for them. So the Heartwood Mill, this is where it all began. Here is just the average NPC that is always around here, not one that I added. And this is where all of the stuff that I built came into play. As you can see, we have Anna's interior workbench along with the exterior workbench. Before I move on to the entire tour, I will show you guys the mods that I used in question. I have a huge load order on right now. I actually have a full load order video in the works, so stay tuned for that. But the mods that you are gonna need in order to be able to actually build this stuff is, let me see if I can find it here. The cheat room is definitely a must-have because you can duplicate items and you don't actually have to go around and do a bunch of collecting. You can just have every item at your disposal. So the cheat room was very useful in creating this city. Anna's Unique Spells was also one that is required for this mod. It allows you to place homes anywhere, and you can, pretty much build houses. That's the main mod itself. And then we have Placeable Statics, which is another mod that allows you to place furniture anywhere you want. And the last one that you're going to need, along with the mods that I've showcased previously, is Anna's Interior Editor, which basically just allows you to have a whole bunch of more furniture at your disposal. I'm pretty sure that's all the mods that you're going to need. Other mods such as the Ring of Airwalking was useful, but nothing else is actually fully required. As long as you're able to place the items in question and duplicate the items and not have to actually go out and craft them yourself, then that is definitely the best way to go. But now let's just move on to the big city and give you guys a full tour of everything that I have created here. I'm very excited to showcase this because it is definitely one of the projects that I've been working on for a while. I've had this in the works for probably 2 or 3 weeks at the most, just constantly working on this. Now, as you may notice right away, this staircase right here is made out of long crates. This was made using the Placeable Statics mod, which allows you to have the power place furniture. Here we go, place furniture. There's also select furniture that you can use. So if I actually crouch and use it on this, you can see that I can rotate, nudge, and do all kinds of different stuff with this. And I'll just give you guys a little bit of an example. So the y-axis I can edit by 100 and it'll move out of the way. See, as you can see, it's now in the bottom left corner, and I can move it 50 back in order to get it into the exact place that I would like it to be. And that's how I created my staircases and a lot of the other areas around the city as well. So let's just start with the tour at the main marketplace. The marketplace features 4 different vendors. We have one vendor here that actually does sell stuff. As you can see, what do you have for sale? And then we go down here, we have a mage, which sells you, the enchanted spell books and the grand soul gems. And then we have a alchemist, which is right here. A guard actually keeping watch of everything. The guard actually was already here, just walking around the city. But since I built all this here, his animations were kind of glitchy, so I just froze him in place there guarding the stands. Over here we have a clothing vendor, which I decided to put a couple mannequins behind him in order to actually showcase some of the goods that he's actually selling. Moving on over here, which a chicken for some reason. We have Ariel's statue, which is a perfect place, I do believe, to put this here. And then in the back of Heartwood Mill, we can go back here, and they have a little bit of a storage area that I built. I decided to keep the detail as much as possible. I decided to add as many small details as I possibly could into this city, because once you start building, guys, I'm telling you, you just can't stop. Once I started actually getting this to come together, I just couldn't stop customizing and putting a whole bunch of different items down, and it just looks beautiful in my opinion, and I'm very proud of this. So moving on, we have the blacksmith, which I'll go into in a second. We have the smelter outside, some benches, and some food on this table here, all hand placed. So we are actually going to take a trip onto one of these custom houses that I put in. It just says open door. You can't really put a name on it as of yet, or as I know of yet. So they're all like home marker 9, home marker 7. We can't get that far in depth, but it looks really good, and on the interior is also very furnished as well, so I'll go on inside. Might be a little bit dark, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit dark, but you can still see everything in here. The blacksmith has an armored dog that I decided to put in here. Here's the blacksmith himself. What's up, man? What do you need? I don't need anything at the moment. But I put the smithing station here. It fits pretty good there, I do believe. And then moving on to this room, we have the tanning rack and the grindstone, a chest, and workbench, and just everything that you're going to need in order to actually craft the materials. I didn't have enough to actually put a smelter inside here. I was going to put it in this room, but we needed a place for the blacksmith to stay, so I decided to just keep it on the outside. So there's, as I said, the smelter's outside here. And moving on, we walk forward a little more. We have a nice little well here. And here we have a little temple that I built. It's like the place, kind of like a church. And then we have behind here is the residence hall, which is where residents sleep. So I'm going to go inside of the temple. We have another mage on the inside of here. I couldn't add too many NPCs that looked too different. So if you guys know any more NPC mods that just allow you to have a whole bunch of different dressed ones that have different names as well, please let me know, because that's what I'm looking for at the moment. Inside here we have the same statue as outside, just a lot bigger, and a chest for donations. So I really like this. It's pretty simple, very small as well. This is where the priest actually stays down here and makes some potions and just has a place to sleep. So I like keeping it as detailed as possible. Moving on to the next building we have is the residence hall. Since everyone is on the outside still and still like at the markets and stuff, there's not going to be too many residents in here. But as you can see, we have a cook here that also can play us some tunes. I'd like to make a request.
Anything you like.
Dragonborn comes.
Yes.
She'll play us some music here, which I think is really cool.
A legend we all know.
But you can actually interact with the NPCs that you add into the game.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
So she'll sing for us, and we also have a guard here that I added. Upstairs we have a bed along with another bed down here. And there's more residence halls in the other place where the Jarl will sleep. But this is just one of the residence halls where a couple people can spend the night if they want to, and if they have the coin. Now, a problem that I actually came across while using these mods is getting some of the flora and some of the plants out of the way is nearly impossible. So you're just going to have to use your imagination a little bit, and, it might be a little immersion breaking to see, hey, plants are just sprouting out of my bricks, but this city would have been impossible to build if I didn't ignore the trees, and stuff like that, because there's no way to actually get rid of the trees as I know of. I know there is on the PC version, but this is recorded and created specifically on Xbox. So being on Xbox, I'm a little bit limited to the stuff that I can do because I don't have the console commands, but I think for Xbox, this actually turned out really well. These walls were all built by me as well, and as you can see, we're going to be running across. And this is actually my guard tower that I have over here. So the walls actually go together very nicely. The walls are probably the part that took me the longest out of all of them, because placing the walls, you have to do them in segments. You can't actually place them all, like, say, like, I didn't place this entire wall in one go. You know, it didn't just go all the way to the end there with the stairs. I had to place it one by one. As you can see, you can kind of see a seam right here where I placed one, and then I placed one again here, and then there's the staircase there that I placed, and it was just a lot of lining up and timing, along with quick saving and reloading. So as you could probably realize, that was the most time-consuming part of building the entire city. So let's go up and actually look inside of this guard tower that we have here. I figured if we're going to have a city, we're going to have a barracks as well, so I put a nice little combat dummy on the outside of the guard barracks. This is the inside of the guard barracks here. As you can see, I have a nice guard that's just going to follow me around. Oh, there's another one. I couldn't use more than one NPC, so they pretty much all look the same. I was going to put face masks on them, but, you know, I like them as guards. I think the guards look cool. So we come around here. There's the beds for one of the guards, and then we can also go upstairs to see the other set as well. There's another bed. I decided to only have 2 guards because it's honestly not that big of a hold, but it has enough guards in it. It has about like 5 or 6 guards total in the entire hold, so I think that's enough for the size. So coming off to the right here, we have a staircase that just adds a couple barrels here. I just had something to actually block off the tree that's just sprouting out there, but I think it hides it away pretty well. We have a nice little bench here and a staircase that leads back down into the city. It leads straight down through here into the back of the Heartwood Mill, which I think was a really good way of getting up onto the wall. You can just go travel back through here and then right up through this staircase here. So it works out pretty well there. Moving around, we have some more shrubs and bushes around here, along with a nice bench here and more firewood along the side here. And then this brings us on top of the entrance that I showed you guys right at the beginning to the city. So there's a nice little connecting way to get all the way across the wall. Here's our ballista. Actually works really well, and you can launch all of them and do anything you want through there. I don't really know why I put them up here, just in case we get ambushed one day. You never know who's going to come and try to take over Heartwood Mill. Now the next thing that I'm going to show off is the place where the Jarl would sleep. So let's just move over to there. Up in this building. Very nice tall building. Fit for a Jarl. On the inside we have another bard who will play for us.
Of course. Anything you like.
Let's just listen to some instrumental this time.
It would be my pleasure.
Perfect. We also have another guard on the inside of here.
To Skyrim's staunch protectors.
We move around here. We have the Jarl's dog. And then the Jarl himself, which I believe in this room. Yep, there he is. He's dancing. Dancing to the music. And this is the leader of the town. I thought I'd just make him a steward. It's all I could really spawn in that had the nice clothes on, and I think it fits pretty well. And I added the throne over here. This is actually the Solitude throne. I think it'll say, yeah, Throne Solitude. But it looks really nice. Fits really well in here.
We're the children of Skyrim.
And as I said earlier, there's a little bit more residence halls, so there is way more beds down here for other people and travelers and merchants and adventurers to actually just take a load off and just enjoy some quality time in the city of Heartwood. Now we can move on to the stables, which we just traveled down this staircase here, and they're right here on the right. I have 2 little horses here. There's a saddled black and white horse along with a saddled brown one inside of their little pens. They got their water and everything that they're going to need in order to, you know, live at the stables here. We can actually get on them and ride them away, but I like them being in there. I think they look pretty cool in there. Also added a little bit of a apiary in the back, and then moving on to the other entrance, which is just the bridge that leads over to the little island over there. So it all pretty much comes together very well, and the wall goes all the way around the city. As you can see, there's this side of the wall that goes all the way out here into the water. You can actually go around it, but you have to go all the way out here first. And it'll take you to the other side of the wall. But it's completely sealed off from the rest of Skyrim, other than the water, of course, but I couldn't actually connect it to the other side, and I felt like connecting this side of the wall all the way over to that island, and then all the way over there, and then all the way back through the water would have just been way too glitchy and long of a process in order to actually complete, so I think it's perfect. This is something that I just love. And I would definitely do again. So if you guys do want to see more cities built and more like structures like this built, definitely let me know, because this was a lot of fun. And now moving on to something that I want to show off over here, we have a nice little back garden. And I tried to make a little bit of a backstory for our characters that are living in this city. So this is for anyone who, like, say there's a beggar in the city. He has like a little satchel here and a bedroll that you don't actually have to know if he's a beggar or not. Or I could add in a beggar and have him ask for gold pieces from the town. And this would be where he sleeps at night, right under the trees in the shade, right in this nice little bedroll. And he keeps the satchel full of gold. I also tried to add some gold to the strong boxes that are located around here inside of the merchants areas, so that it just shows off that, hey, they're making money and stuff like that, and you know, it's a business that they're running here. Now I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of the secret that is of this city. I've added a little bit of a secret that has all of the items that I used to create this city in a little chest down here. So if we go all the way back here around this, and then we go through this little archway here, and we go around the corner. In between these bushes here, I've added a trap door that leads into a secret area where you can display all of your favorite weapons, a bunch of mannequins, display cases, you know, everything that you're going to need. And then right up here, we have the chest full of everything that I've used to create this city. So let's just take a look. Everything that was used to create the entire city of Heartwood is inside of this chest. So we have tailors, the stewards, the NPCs, bases, doors, you know, everything. All hand-placed, all created. As you can see, I'm just going to be driving down this list here. And here, I'll give you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how the walls actually work. So let me take this and this. And I'll just do something real quick for you guys. Nothing too in-depth, because, you know, once you get started, it's pretty self-explanatory. And it's really easy to use as well. It's not a hard mod by any means to get used to and get the hang of. Once you get it down, it'll be so easy for you to just keep going. And it's so addicting as well. Like, I could not stop playing earlier whenever I was building this city. I just could not stop. So how the mod actually works is whenever you have the items in your inventory, such as the walls that I'm going to be showing you here, they come under your scrolls, by the way. So, and I have 20,000 of them because I used the cheat room and I went into the duplicator and I used the duplication in order to actually get more than just one of the patio steps. So I have 20,000 patio steps. So we're going to be using that now. It should be in my left hand. And whenever you place it, it'll place a little bit of a wooden plate. And once activated, it'll spawn the item right wherever it lays. But it also does it based on the direction that the plate is facing. So let's say it's facing up against a wall, it's going to teleport and go sideways. As you can see, this wall is now sideways. So there's plenty of stuff that you can do here and plenty of different shapes that you can make. And let's say you place something in a location that you don't want, like obviously I don't want this giant wall in the way. You just take out a sword and you can just smack it and it'll disappear, and you can try placing it again, or if you just didn't like where it was, you can just get rid of it entirely. And this is pretty much the same for everything that you have. All the scrolls are pretty much exactly the same. The planter, sometimes, like it says please turn over to activate underneath the like enchantments on the mod. It says please turn over when activate, because the model itself is upside down. So we just flip the plate upside down and place it, and it looks like an ordinary planter. I actually used this a lot, as you can see. There's a bunch of planters everywhere in order to use the walls and actually put the planters on the inside. And the plants that you can place, like as you can see it says take forest shrub, they're the exact same. You just cast it and it'll place a wooden plate that looks exactly like this, and you could just click it again and keep placing it. And it works the same for pretty much every item that is included with Anna's mods, and you can create cities that look like this. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And like I said, if you want to see me build more structures and cities in the future, please be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for 20,000 subscribers again. It means the world to me, and happy building. Get on Skyrim, download these mods, and give it a try. Try to build your own structure. I would love to see what you guys come up with. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.